Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas with you, visiting now with Austin Lapp, who is going to be attending Sattler College this fall. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning. It's
Austin,
a pleasure to be here.
well, it's wonderful to be speaking with you. Tell us where you're from, where you went to high school, and how did you find out about Sattler College?
Sure. So I grew up in the little town of Antrim, Ohio, and Antrim is just outside of Cambridge, Ohio, which is a little bit more obvious on the map.
Uh-huh.
I attended Antrim Mennonite School, which is a private Christian school, and graduated in 2010.
So 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you've taken your time trying to decide a college. What inspired you to decide to go get a college degree now?
Great question. So I've had an interest in cross-cultural mission work for quite some time. And one of the great ways of gaining access to a country and even supporting yourself while on the field is through English teaching. So originally, a year ago, when I first started pursuing college, that was my main objective, was to get a degree to teach English. And then I think it was in September of last year when I heard about Sattler from a friend and started looking them up online, doing some reading on their blog, checking out the values, the academic program, and really that's what captured. That's when I was captured with Sattler.
It's interesting. We just got off the phone with the president. He said they're doing a lot with folks with English as a second language. So that's precisely what you would be getting to focus on. And I think with missions and that type of work, international missions in mind. So a friend had heard about this? Because it's always amazing to me how a little college in Boston that has not opened up yet gets found out about here. You know, I guess we do live in the age of the interwebs and all of that, but how on earth did that word spread to you? How did the friend know about it?
That's a good question, and I actually don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But a friend knew and told you about it. Now, I've got to ask you how you feel about being in the very first class. I did this. You may have heard of Regent University in Virginia Beach. I was in their very first class before a building existed. You're getting to go to Boston, the area, and they've actually got a beautiful building ready for you to go in. We met in office buildings while they were building the school and helped to get that off the ground. It's a very unique experience. Tell me your thoughts about it. What are you thinking is going to be fun about? No other alumni exist that you can talk to yet about it.
Yeah, so I count it an incredible honor and privilege to be a part of the inaugural class at Sattler College. I think just the organicness of the college is something that really strikes me, and just very original, unique in its academic pursuit and its discipleship program. And all of that, I am absolutely thrilled. And I think being a part of the first class, experiencing this with a group of like-minded people for the first time, I think there's some really great potential for shaping the future helping to shape the future of the college.
Well, if you all are anything like we all were, you are about to make some lifelong friends because you are going to experience something together no one else can say that they have. It's really a unique calling that God has placed on your life right now, and it's very exciting. You're more mature going there 8 years out of high school. I'm guessing you've got work experience under your belt and so forth. What goes through somebody's mind to quit their job and head to Boston?
Good question. I actually just got married a year and a half ago.
Oh my goodness! And you're bringing and your wife must be in on this adventure as well.
She definitely is. She'll actually be attending a different college, doing an associate of nursing degree.
Wow, that's kind of cool. So tell me what goes on around the dinner table as you're making these plans.
Yeah. So I've actually been teaching school 4 out of the last 6 years at the school that I graduated from. Um, and I absolutely loved that job.
Mm-hmm.
During the summers, I had the privilege of working with my father in his cabinet shop. So I have a lot of deep roots in this community.
Yes.
And so making a decision like this was something that we took very seriously. And it really actually took me a while to finally come to the place of being like, you know what, this is what I want. And I think this is what God wants us to pursue. Yeah. And so we started taking steps. And, you know, when we first started on this journey, it looked overwhelmingly massive, undoable. But now that we're making steps in that direction, things keep falling into place, and we are getting more and more excited about it.
Oh, my goodness. How soon do you take off? And do you know what your living quarters are going to be like? Are you buying a house, or is there student housing? Is there married student housing? Do you know?
Yeah. So we're leaving on August 16th.
Wow.
And the housing situation for the married couples is still a little bit in limbo. There are settlers pursuing housing for us. So it's either going to be in an apartment complex of some sort, or they have a possible opening for a house in Malden.
Mm-hmm. So am I to understand that you did go to college, you earned a degree, you've been teaching, do I have that right? And now you're getting a second bachelor's degree? Right. A lot of people would be looking at a master's program at this time. So tell me your thought process there.
Well, actually, since I was teaching at a private school, I didn't have to have a college degree.
Got it. Okay.
And so I have a little bit of college experience, but I don't have any degrees at this point.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be your first 4-year bachelor degree.
That's correct.
And with the English as a second language, remind me again, what's your dream? What would you like to be doing 5 years from now?
In 5 years from now, my wife and I would love to be a part of ministry to refugees, perhaps in the Middle East or perhaps even in Europe, teaching them the scriptures, discipling them, being a part of building churches among them, and really creating a network of churches throughout that area, and giving them tools with English if possible is what we would love to be doing.
What you just said there has got to be music to so many listeners' ears right now, because certainly this is something in our world that has become in the forefront, and rather than the anger and fighting and arguing and politicizing all of it, how about sharing the gospel with these people and giving them what they need?
Yes, amen.
And I believe that God is raising up certain folks, putting it on your heart to, you're the one I'm calling to go do it. And thank you for being obedient to that call. That's just, that's awesome. And first of all, how great to prepare that she'll have the medical side of it and you'll have the education side of it, and you will be so ready as a couple to go do it. And we just really admire that. How can we pray for you, Austin, as you're preparing to head off to Sattler College?
Well, thank you for asking. I think probably one of the biggest things is that as we're spending these next 4 years in Boston, that our focus would remain crystal clear, and that our passion would not wane, and that the why behind what we're doing would simply remain strong.
That's awesome. All right, it's on the list. Do you know by chance how many other students you're going to be sharing this experience with? Have you had any contact with them?
I have had very limited contact with them, and from what I understand, there's about 22 of us.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really fun. What about visiting there? Before you made your decision, I'm sure you actually went to Boston and took a tour, met some faculty members. Tell us about your impression there.
Yeah, it was great. So Sattler hosted an admitted students weekend back in April, which was really exciting for both my wife and I. It was incredible to be able to put faces to the people we were hearing about, reading about, and having some contact with, and also seeing other people that are interested in pursuing the same kind of college experience, as well as seeing Boston. Boston is a beautiful city, and we're delighted to be able to live there for a while.
It sounds like, and Boston is very unique in its own population and so forth, and it sounds like you're going to have some opportunities to do some real-world hands-on missions experience right there in that community and plug into that community. Talk about your feelings about that.
That has been a tremendous answer to prayer. Sattler is pursuing a work-study program for their students, and one of them is an English teaching program during the summers. So there's a high possibility that I'll be involved in developing that program and implementing it next summer.
Wow.
So I am absolutely thrilled about that.
Very, very cool. I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you happen to know the website address off the top of your head? You're a student. You shouldn't have to do all the PR work, but it would be cool if you can share that with us. Where can we go find out more information?
SattlerCollege.com.
Oh, yeah, and he knows it. That's awesome. All right, SattlerCollege.com, and that is spelled Sattler, yes?
Yes, it is.
Sattler College.
Correction on that is .org.
.org. Okay, great. SattlerCollege.org, and you can find out all kinds of information. 5 majors currently, with the hopes to be adding more, but they are starting out with 5. And really looking, correct me if I'm wrong, Austin, for the serious-minded student who is not going off to college to get into Greek life and play football and so forth and that kind of an experience, but someone who really feels a call towards some area that they are to serve, and this is really going to prepare you as far as character development and the coursework necessary while keeping the costs extremely low. Comparatively low to college education, these are the students that you're looking for. Are they still accepting any more students in the coming months? Yes, you can still apply?
The application enrollment is open as of now, and it just came open in the last 2 weeks maybe, for the next year.
Okay, awesome. So if this sounds like something that you're saying, wow, this is what I've been looking for, a place like this, do what Austin did and go to SattlerCollege.org. And you could be finding yourself in Boston this fall as well. Austin Lapp, thank you so much for your time today. We wish you all the best. You will be in our prayers. We are excited for you and for your wife, and thanks for what you're bringing to our community.
Thank you so much for having me.